that your message is going to help somebody. It's going to change somebody's life. Hi, I'm Rutherford Pascal. I've been leading teams and people over 35 years. There's a big difference between just talking about saying your message than delivering it, right? And the word is impact, right? We talk about intentionality and purpose all the time. When you are delivering a speech, you are creating impact. You are doing it with intention, and the audience feels it. They see it. They know it. So that's the huge difference. When you're speaking to an audience, your tone matters. What you say, how you say it is critical for them to remember it, for them to feel it, for them to understand it. And it's really about memory, right? You want them to remember your speech, your talk, to create the desired outcome, whatever that is. And your tone plays a huge role in that. So your tone, your delivery, are you monotone? Are you going up and down as far as speed, as far as volume? All those things matter in creating the greatest impact you will have in a talk. So tone is everything in a speech. I get this question a lot about presence, leadership presence, having a presence on stage. And presence is about confidence. It's about competence, and confidence. If you have confidence and you understand that your message is going to help somebody, it's going to change somebody's life, or it's going to give them the information they need to move forward in a big way, that's going to come out of you. The people are going to feel it, and your presence on stage, your presence in front of people will come through immediately. So it's really about, the preparation, which we've talked about all the time. It's really about how you prepare, how intentional you are at your preparation, and that will manifest itself into spectacular presence. If you hear people talk, they tell you too much at times. They tell you more than you want to know. So the analogy I use is, have you ever asked somebody what time it is and they tell you how to build a watch? Those people who over-explain tell you how to build a watch, and you just want to know what time it is. You just want to know, how do I grow my business? How do I become a leader? How do I be, you're asking for specific things, and all you want to know is these 3 steps or 5 steps or how many steps there are. And they're giving you every little detail that might not appeal to you or are in what you're thinking about or going to do. So it's really about how specific you are without adding too much detail. When I first started speaking, I got great advice. One of the advice I received was, when you're giving a message, find like 3 people in an audience of 200, 300, 400 and talk to them. Talk specifically to them. And when you do that, your eye contact's great. Everything you do is good, because then you want to pick somebody left, middle, and right, because you want to work the room with your eyes. You want to work the room with your body. It depends on, some people will like to stand up, they're comfortable, no problem. Just move, right? There's other people like me who are physical, who would like to move to the left, move to the right, but do it with purpose. Don't just wander, because people will get tired, right? People will get tired if you move. Move when something in your talk, your presentation tells you to move, and the audience kind of understands why you're moving. Don't just go back and forth, right? Everything, like I've said, you do it with a purpose. And so find somebody in the audience, find 2 or 3 people in the audience that you can speak to. Have specific eye contact. That will resonate very well with the entire audience. They'll understand, I know he's not looking at me, but he's speaking to me. If you want to get better at delivering a message, deliver the message. It's practice, right? I've talked about delivering it in low stakes ways to a smaller audience. One of the things you can do is practice it on Zoom or Meets or whatever you do, even if it's going to be live, not because you see yourself and then you can record yourself and then you can tell, but practice in front of a small audience if you can. Give the talk 2-3 times. The analogy that I use, all great comedians, they practice their new jokes in an audience where they're not getting paid. They go around the country and they practice jokes and they understand where it's going to fit. What did well, what didn't do well. There's no difference, right? Practice exactly what you're going to say. Practice it to a low stake audience first, second, maybe 3 times, and then you're ready. Then you're ready, right? That's obviously if you have time. If you don't have time, you have to start to practice. You have to start to practice. Practice 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times until you get it right. The thing I'll tell you how important practice is everybody thinks about how good Steve Jobs was on stage. What people don't realize is Steve Jobs practiced for every presentation a month to a month and a half before. That's how important practice is. When doing the presentation, you need to have specific pauses for reaction. You need to have spacing, right? It's really important that you just don't rattle on because nobody can follow you, right? So take pauses for dramatic effect sometimes. If you're trying to make a point, you would say something and then you just pause and look at the audience for 3-5 seconds. It's very powerful. And then sometimes you say that same thing you just said over again. It's significantly important. We've all seen people who drone on and on and on and on, and they keep going, and then you can't follow them. You stop listening. I just had that last week with somebody that I couldn't listen to because this person was monotone and didn't stop. There was no period, there was no commas, there was just continually run on. The best people, watch them. They make a point, they stop. And then they make another point, they stop. That's what you need to do. And it's practice. It's everything I've just talked about. You got to practice. You have to understand where in your presentation deserves a pause. And then practice it over and over again until you get it perfect. If you like what I just talked about, please like and subscribe. Have a great day.